Jane has a fear of commitment with all of those she encounters.
This is because she has a fear of rejection.
This fear came from her childhood, from Mrs. Reed, Mr. Brocklehurst, and ultimately Mr. Rochester.
As a kid, Miss Reed reluctantly took Jane into her home.
She showed Jane no affection and accused her of being a liar.
Then, Jane was locked away in the Red Room for something she did not initiate.
Mrs. Reed allowed Jane to leave Gateshead Hall to go to school.
However, Mr. Brocklehurst, the supervisor of Lowood Institute, put Jane on a pedestal of shame after she drew attention to herself as she was in opposition of Helen's punishment.
This gave Jane a feeling of deep rejection and she felt unwanted.
This example of her feelings of inclusion and commitment to school were finally dissipated.
Jane ultimately left Lowood and came to Thornfield as a governess.
At the first sight of a man, Jane fell in love with him.
This man was Rochester.
When Jane develops a relationship with Rochester, she stays guarded in their relationship.
However, when they profess their love for each other, they plan to get married a month later.
As the wedding day comes, Jane finds out that Rochester has another wife.
Jane is afraid of getting rejected again like she did in her past, so she plans to leave Thornfield and find a new job.
Upon meeting the Rivers family, Jane only stays because St. John, the brother, says that he will find Jane a job.
Other than that, Jane feels as though she has no reason to stay at the Rivers mansion.
Therefore, her fear of commitment has led her to close herself off from all those in her life that come close to her.
So, a long time ago, there was this woman named Bertha, and Bertha was really crazy, and then she got married to Rochester, but then Rochester found out she was a crazy woman, so he locked her away. Then, he had an affair with Celine, which produced Adele, who's French. So then, Rochester, being this wealthy man that he is, he stayed in his house, he traveled a little bit, he had like the nice Lady Fairfax take care of everything, but then Jane Eyre came to his house. And she was the governess, but Jane started to develop feelings for Rochester, and Rochester, the same way feeling for Jane, tried to get married, but Bertha interrupted. So Jane found out about this crazy secret that Rochester had in his house, but then, so when she found out about it, she decided, nope, she is not going to be there anymore with Rochester, so then Jane left. And no one loves Rochester. Rochester's alone.